and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are we? Oh boy, good to see everybody. Welcome to class, right? I got student-teacher energy today. I just realized none of my lights are turned on. You guys can't even tell the difference, can you? Hold on a second. Oh, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello. Welcome to Live with Dave. Should we just call it Live with Dave? L-Dog's in the house. Give it up for L-Dog. L-Dog, we got to get you your own music button here. Shall we do a music button for L-Dog? How about this? Ladies and gentlemen, L-Dog in the house. That's L-Dog. Coming to us from the northern neighbors, Canada. All right. Hello, 55 viewers. Do me a favor. Just people's elbow right on top of that like button. Helps me out. Helps people get into the chat. Get on that like button. Hello, Susan Rich is driving home from Costco. No need to watch, Susan. Keep your eyes on the road. I know you can't see behind you because you got 78 loaves of bread. You got a good deal on some peanut butter or something. I don't know what's going on over at Costco, but you bought the whole store. As you do, you can't go to Costco without a sports utility vehicle. If you do have a chance to safely text Susan, let us know. What was your Costco impulse purchase? You know, you never go I can't tell you how many times I've gone out to the store for one specific thing, and I come back with just like, you know, like a 12 pounds of salami, and it's like, what am I going to do with this salami? All right, Rachel McCulstian, am I pronouncing that right? Says, love this new setup. Fun to see more of the behind the scenes of your workspace. Yes! You guys know I got a new green screen, so it's bigger than the normal green screen. You know, I'm a little late to the vlog. It'll be out tomorrow. I've got it on my timeline. It's the next thing I got to do. But in my vlog, I show you kind of all the bells and whistles and levers I got to pull to make this thing happen. You know, because the idea is do whatever I can to set up the cord so that when it's time to fly, you hit the button and we just go to Poundtown. Poundtown meaning, you know, pound you guys with information. Not the other Poundtown here. We're not trying to, I don't know. This is the Poundtown. We got a Poundtown here. That was how you used to have Boston roommates. When I lived in Boston, my roommate was like, dude, we're going to go down to Poundtown here. Which is his form of bumping Harrison's, if you know what I mean. Go to Poundtown on that like button, if you don't mind. Really pound it into the town. And do us a favor. We're up to 84 viewers. Always a pleasure. Oh, yeah. L-Dog says, seeing more workspaces inviting. Oh, good to know. Well, you know what I got to do is I like the laptop here. I need it. I need this laptop because I got to read your comments and do all the doodads. And I love this, but it looks kind of dingy because it's basically like a nice pillow with a wood top that Tasha got me for Christmas. It's great. It's great. It perches me up. It gives me a good eye line. But it is, I don't know, maybe I should go to something a little bit more aesthetically pleasing for the thing. But yeah, now you can see the bells and whistles. You know when the thing's coming in. You know when I'm getting ready to go. This and that. We're ready to party. All right. Yeah, big screen energy. That's right. Yeah, you know me, L-Dog. I got that big green screen energy just coming at you. I mean, this is a good size screen. This is a nice screen. It was $15, you know. The little pop-up screen cost way more money than this. I should have just got this in the first place, but, you know, I got the little pop-up screen thinking, you know, it would be better for me to, like, be on the go. But I think now that you guys have let me do these live streams continuously, now that you guys have invested your time and energy into the live streams, it feels appropriate that I reinvest that money back into a proper setup. So I got a monitor coming, ordered it today. So as you guys know, I got my monitors. Everything I run off of the live stream is right here. I'm looking at myself, I'm looking at the chat, and all the info of, you know, the whatever I want to talk about. So I got all that over here too. You know, I got Rachael Kirkconnell content. I got this. So this whole thing, I just click it and boom, there it is. We'll get into it later, but it's a lot to have in a very limited amount of space. So I got another monitor, which I'm going to put right there. That way I can look at you guys and I can have the monitor right next to me whenever I'm reading like a long article or something. I can have that ready to go. Keep that eye line, folks. It's all about the eye lines, you know what I mean? So anyway, I appreciate everyone in the chat. Ash and Kirsten, big boy, green screen, loving it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got that good stuff. You know me. You'll know when the channel's doing well when I get one of those 90-degree green screens. You know those big ones that you can just walk around. I just want to get up. I just want to go and I want to just be angry. I want to talk about things. You know, I want to be able to push that button and I want to really get into things. I want to get in there and I want to get into things, but I just can't quite do that yet, so here I am. One of these days. You know what's so funny is Tasha's a highly sensitive person, so she's always like, babe, you're yelling. You need to calm down. And my thing is, don't tell me what to know. My thing is like, I want to get to the level of success where I can buy a barn and just be like, you know what, honey? I'm going out to the barn. And then I turn the lights on in the barn. I press one big red button and it turns everything on and there's multiple cameras and I'm looking at you and then I'm looking at you and then there's a whole thing and there's a drone shot and the whole thing. But in the meantime, this is where we're at. All right. Rachel says, love all the tech. Reminds me of a Portlandia episode. Watching TV, reading the ticket at the bottom of the news, laptop in arm's length away. Yeah, it's very public access news. The thing I need to do next, and so for all of you that have never seen me before and you're new, essentially we've been doing a lot of Bachelor. We've been talking about The Bachelor for about 15 months straight here, and we'll talk about it. You can leave a comment, you can call in, you can do all those things. But we'll start. This is more of a personalized conversation, me and you. So we will talk about The Bachelor and a few things, but we'll work our way into it. We're not just going straight to Poundtown on The Bachelor, okay? Hollywood Noir says, I wonder how Reality Steve gets all info on the Bachelor Bachelorette episodes and releases them as spoilers. Well, what Reality Steve does is he has a couple informants. He has people that come to him. You know, it's crazy because once people know who to go to with spoilers, it's like, they'll, whatever. I can't tell you how many people this year have messaged me that are family members or friends of close family or people that dated somebody, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. It's great, I don't know, like, I've held back on reporting from, like, people that, like, I knew that guy in high school. I'll show you, I'll tell you why. I'm gonna have to find this. Just give me a second to find this. I'm gonna read something that and I'm gonna tell you about it. Hello? I think someone just fell down in the other room. Sorry. Either that or I'm getting robbed right now. I'm not sure which one. Oh, it's you? Are you home? Oh, I go, I think I'm getting robbed. I couldn't, the dog's jumping over all the things. I thought maybe the dog was, had left something over there. Tasha, you want to come in here and say hi? You teased the audience. They heard you were in. They're all excited now. They're throwing me a bunch of super chats. Well, we just got a $100 super chat. They said, show us Tasha. She says I'm full of it. Well, so far I am. But if anyone wants to throw in 100, I will drag Tasha in here with her consent. So anyway, the point of what I was saying is I'm very hesitant to report, to bring to you guys the platform of stuff that's not like ironclad news. Like there's so many just random, rumors out there about different things, and it's just not. It's not important. Crafty Beach says we got a hater in here. Well, we'll get that hater out. Love a good hater. Yeah, we usually just ignore a hater, which is great. But yeah, Jay, let me discern what's healthy to talk about, and if you aren't a fan of someone like Rachel Lindsay or someone else, just we're gonna err on the side of not sharing our opinions in the comment section. She provides a lot of value to the show. But if you don't want to hear about her, then on videos that I'm talking about her, just don't watch those. Ash and Kirsten, yeah, Dave's YouTube barn. Tasha, I told people I just want to get wealthy enough to have a barn to do my YouTube in. That's what's because I'm getting a lot of love from people that like the setup here. They can see how the sausage is made. They don't just get to see a close up on my speckled gray hairs on my chin. I say gray, but they're white. I was telling this to Tasha last night. I'm starting to get a lot of white hairs and acne. So Tasha and I, we're not sure if we're aging or getting younger or both. We don't know what's happening. So if anyone wants to know. L-Dog says, new vlog on the channel. Do I have a new vlog on the channel? I have a new one coming out tomorrow. That's for sure. But anyhow. Okay, so what I was going to say, you know what? I'm so sorry. I was reading the comments from a few minutes ago. Very hard to do, folks. Very hard for me to do. Brianna is in the room. Hello, B. How are you doing, Brianna? Good to see you. Sarai. Yeah, Sarai says, Dave and his sausage. Yeah, wouldn't that be a podcast title? Dave and his... If you want to come to the Patreon, we'll be talking about Dave and his sausage. How it's made, folks. So anyway, I'm going to share with you guys a quick rumor, but I'm going to share... let me turn the audio off here. I'm going to share with you guys a rumor that I wouldn't normally share. I wouldn't report on this as a story, but I'm sharing it just to show that we don't need to take the bait and believe everything that we see online. So as I read this, just keep in mind, this could be anybody sharing this. And also, if it was true or if it were true, so what? So right here, this is from Dumois, okay? And this was posted a few days ago. And I kind of grabbed the screen grab of it. And I was like, what do I even do with this, And anyway, it was posted, ABC stop casting clout chasers. Now, I'm going to read this and talk about our culture of shame and how we value some type of work over another. Just hold on. So the message says, and of course, Dumois is Instagram where you can just vent and say whatever you want, and they'll pretty much post it. So whether it's true or not, or someone's vindictive or doesn't like somebody, maybe Greg gave this person a bad Yelp review in their barbershop 10 years ago, and they hold some sort of petty whatever. So Greg G Grippo is a manipulative liar and actor on Katie's season of The Bachelorette. He cleaned up his social media, LinkedIn, and removed all evidence of his aspiring acting career the past few years. He went to William Esper Acting School from 2017 to 2019, have photo evidence if you need it, and was a total ego-obsessed diva in class. He is not on the show for love, let alone Katie, and his appearance on the show is solely to promote, kickstart his acting career. Separately, he has been living in his mom's house since he graduated college and has never had a real job up until recently, likely because he needed a bio for the show. How can you go on a show to get engaged if you have never supported yourself financially? ABC needs to stop giving platforms to clout chasers and thirst traps. He might be a charmer to an audience, but behind closed doors has major anger issues. I feel bad for Katie, and this show needs to do better. Also, he doesn't go down on girls, which is even funnier since he's on the most sex-positive season. Okie dokie. So, there's a million things wrong with this. First of all, there's nothing wrong with pursuing your dreams. I, too, have taken acting classes. I've got credits in acting and movies. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. I have a business degree. I just decided I'd prefer to perform. I loved the camaraderie of entertaining and self-expression and getting into characters, and I love performing on stage as a stand-up comedian. We don't value art until somebody's verified and they have like national success. We don't value the guy who wakes up at 3 a.m. to go wait in line for a theater audition at 5 a.m. because you've got to get in line 3 hours early or you won't get seen. We don't value that guy till we see him on Hamilton. We don't value people that are pursuing their dreams in other avenues, like the guy who's taking bus to bus as a 23-year-old journeyman baseball player because he's on the cusp of making it in the pros. We don't value that until we see the final product of success, and I think that's very wrong. So maybe Greg Grippo did take acting classes, so maybe he wants to be an actor. Actors can't find love. What we know for sure is Bachelor, the franchise, has proven that by going on it, it does not help your acting career. Nobody has transitioned from The Bachelor to a acting career that has longevity. Sure, Nick Viall had a part in a Lifetime movie. Sure, that's going to happen. We'll sell some tickets. The point is, this person has so much anger towards someone who's living their good life. Someone who's doing what they want. Is he really ego-driven, obsessed in class? Or is he looking in a mirror trying to get his eyebrows right because he wants to do that scene where he's got to look like a weird person before he gets, a drink thrown at him in some rom-com? You know what I mean? So I get so annoyed when people think that they're better than others because they chose a job where they can cash their check week to week and maybe hate it, maybe not. Versus someone who says, you know what? I'm going to try to make it. I'm going to try to do something big with my life. What has the traditional way of doing things gotten us? this year? What has it gotten us that so many people did things the right way? They put their money in the savings. They stuck by the job. They were, they worked in the thing, and all of a sudden, the world shuts down. You lose your health insurance because the thing's gone. We're in a global pandemic. Like, what do you get if nothing? Like, in life, you get what you put out there. And if you're willing to take risks, if you're willing to bet on yourself and try something new and go to William Esper acting class from 2017 to 2019, you are worth no less than somebody who works in banking. You're worth no more than somebody who is a congressman. We're all people trying to do our best with whatever information we have, trying to find out what our skill sets are. I'll take the guy who's worth zero money in acting school over somebody who's worth 6 or 7 figures because they are in the pipe fitters union. And it's nothing against plumbers. If you love plumbing and that's what you want to do to support your family, great. But if you're in your 20s, or 30s, or whatever age, and you don't have to provide for others, you're not a dad trying to support your kids, if you are able to take those risks and pursue a life that's worth living and try something new, what world do we live in where we don't support that? So this person's comment, hogwash. Hogwash. And look, yeah, it's tough to make it as an actor. Yeah, I go into auditions in Los Angeles, in New York City, and I see name people. I see people that you recognize from TV shows. Every single commercial I watch is somebody I know. Somebody that's, hit the lottery and they made it. Every audition I go to, there's 100,000 people submitting to it, and there's 70 that get the audition, and then there's one that maybe gets it. Sometimes they already picked who they want for the audition, but contractually they have to hold the audition, so nobody even gets the role, okay? So the idea that this guy's worth any less because he's on the other side of the soup line, hogwash. And we see this all the time when it comes to people that work in casting on The Bachelor. They might think, look, I have friends that I love, and I know they might be watching, so shout out to Ashley. I know people that work on the casting side of things where they've got a job security because they're on the side that picks the actor. You're no better or no worse than the person who's acting. You're just in a different position. And again, Ashley, you're a fantastic person. I love you to death. So I'm just using you as an example of knowing that there are different sides. There's, for every one person like me that's starting to make a couple bucks doing YouTube videos, there's 10,000 people trying to kick and scream to get someone's attention. They are worth no less than I am. We're all trying the best with the information we have. And then the person says, and they don't go down on anyone. Which, hey, maybe Katie's going to be the one that gives him a little gentle push on the head, and maybe maybe him and Katie decide that they're going to figure it out. Who knows? But weird comment from somebody. Real personal vibes there. Personal grievances. G Easty with a $10 donation. Thank you so much. Says, keep doing it, Dave. It takes a lot of risk to be as entrepreneurial as you are. Oh yeah. Ash and Kirsten says, your job doesn't define you. And it's a great jumping off point, Ash and Kirsten. I always love that I'm talking to both of you, even though it may be one or two of you that are there. But in other cultures, maybe in Canada it's this way because you're provided health care. So maybe you don't attach your job to your well-being. But here, we live in some sort of weird subsistent farming world where, we're free, but the corporations that provide healthcare dangle that over us and say, this is the job you want. It's stable. We'll match your 401k. And whatever you make, the CEO is making 10 times that off of your work. This is the world we live in. So are you better off because you decide to go work for Enterprise Car Rental? No offense to that company. Than if you were to go to William Esper acting school. I think if you look at it and you go, you know what? I think this is all fraudulent. I think the whole system's messed up. I'm going to do whatever I can to build my platform and make money, throughout my own network. That's why people become influencers, and they realize that Blake Horstman's going to make a lot more money flying to Chicago to DJ a nightclub than he would if he was putting on a suit and tie, which is just, what is a tie? You know what I mean? What even is that? You look like a bunch of penguins running around. All right, so let's read a couple comments here. That's all I had to say about that. Tanya says, Katie seems like a no-nonsense girl. I can see why she may have ended her season early. Well, Tanya, actually, Katie's season only ended a week early, and like a lot of people have pointed out, sometimes the production schedule will add an extra week in case there's inclement weather, or the generator goes out and they lose electricity. I mean, things happen on sets, and you need a buffer time to have extra days available. So I don't think there'll be any less content there. I think they just got to the finish line a little faster. Maybe they got to the finish line faster because G Grippo decided to go down on his lady. Maybe that's what he learned in the fantasy suite there. All right, Jen Murphy said, just joined in on a passionate Dave rant. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I was so passionate, I didn't even press the American flag button. I kind of hit it, so I don't know why I called the American flag button. You guys get it. We're drinking cold brew. So the idea, Ash and Kirsten said, agree, Tanya. If she knows I could see her ending early like Claire, but less fast. Yeah, she could end early, but no, I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case at all. All right. Oz is in the room. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Natalie. Okay, what else? Tanya says, Jess, sounds like he's kind skin. I don't know what these questions are, right? In other cultures. Oh, it's hard to keep my rant going and then read comments. And it's no offense to you guys. It's just Bethany had a rough day. She's having an edible, trying to relax. You're a lightweight. Yeah. Don't kick Bethany Bird out if she has a little edible and feels weird in the comment section. Nothing like an edible and kind of hanging out in a live stream. There you go. All right, so that's my rant on G Grippo. I think it's ridiculous that anyone would think that that's dirt. I have receipts to prove he was in acting class. Yeah, okay. I feel like everyone should take an acting class. I think everyone could benefit from an improv class, an acting class, or a stand-up class. Learn to express yourself. My whole adult life, I feel like, has been spent trying to get back to my childhood vibes. Don't you just want to get up and just... I feel like my whole adult life is me trying to rid myself of an exoskeleton. I don't know if it was growing up Catholic or just being told, shh, be quiet, or whatever the case may be, the school system, trying to have you sit down all day. My whole adult life has been trying to find that dance. Not saying I'm not doing it. I'm just saying that's what it's been. And I want to be the old guy. I want to be the old guy that somebody aspires to see as like someone who doesn't give two shits. I want to be that person. I don't mean that in a way where I'm going to be rude to a waitress or, crop dust a, communion, whatever. I mean it in the way where like be truly free to be who I am and whatever weirdness that might be. Paint outside the lines. I think that's what we're all trying to do. So maybe G Grippo's learning how to paint outside the lines. And no offense to Katie, because I would be hard pressed to think she's going to keep her banking job. I mean, she's worth more with her platform than she is whatever a bank would be paying her. I am drinking beer, so be kind in your answers. What did Chris say? Is this live now, or am I watching the rerun? Chris, you are live, my man. Feel free to call in, or man or woman. Chris, I don't know if that could be a Chrissy or a Chris. I don't know who that is. Sarah says, anyone hear about the issues with some other guy? No, I haven't heard about other guy issues. Let us know what the other guy issues are. Brianna says, apparently one of her top 4 potential F1 is from my hometown. Oh, very interesting, Brianna. Yep. No spoilers, of course. I forgot that I need to post that in the chat there to make sure everyone knows no spoilers today. All right. Well, let me jump into a voicemail here. Let's see if I don't have the voicemail number up. So give me a second here. I'll throw the voicemail number up. And if you guys want, you can leave a voicemail. Let me know what's going on. We'll discuss a few things. Maybe I'll give you guys a prompt to call in. But let's see what you guys have to say. It's been a relatively quiet couple days, not much news, but I kind of have fun when it's like, when there isn't too much news. I have fun talking about the weird, meaningless stuff. It's kind of what I enjoy. Alrighty. Your voicemails here. Let's see what we got. I don't know if we have much. Oh, it looks like we do. Oh no, that's, weird. Oh, those are messages. All right, here's a couple of voicemails. All right, looks like we're going to have a voicemail about my video. I made a video earlier today about the first bisexual lead in Australia, Brooke, what the hell's her last name? I want to say Blurton? Brooke Blurton. It's a tough one. Either way, she's the new first bisexual lead of The Bachelorette in Australia, and I sort of spun that into a topic about abortion because why not, folks? So let's check out this first voicemail.
Hey, Dave, it's Sarai. I just finished watching the video that you just did, or you did earlier on first bisexual lead, and I'm commenting on the last few minutes of it. You were talking about the abortion, and made me think of the Planned Parenthood that we have here in Napa and how we finally got this vote to have them not protest, like literally right in front of the doors of Planned Parenthood. Now they're made to protest a little bit further down, but it's not like directly right in front of Planned Parenthood. And I would always go by that street and I'm thinking, people, get a life. I understand where you're coming from. I understand that you have an agenda and that you want to push it. But at the same time, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And the way they're doing it is just so wrong. But in their mind, it's so right. It's just like, oh my God. And I know what I'd get into if I went and talked to them about it. It would not go well on either end. But, and then also update, of Mark and myself. We're still texting. I told him, when I'm house sitting to house I'm allowed to have visitors at, next week. So we'll see. But no, we're still texting, still very flirty, normal flirty texting between us. Anyway, I will see you guys in the chat. All right, bye.
Sarai, thank you for the call and thank you for your Mark update. I wonder if you'll be taking your road to Poundtown. I'm kidding. Come on, do what you need to do. But please let us know. Have Mark call in. He'll rate you. Only positive things. Don't you wish you had an exit interview with people you dated? I mean, not that you want to hear bad news, but it's like, wouldn't you like to know? All right, 4.5 stars. What can I do to make it 5? Maybe G Grippo didn't know he's not good at going down on women. Maybe in an exit interview that he could find that out. You go, okay, I know what I need to do to improve. I know what's not working. I know what part of my game needs improvement. All right, so yeah, you mentioned the idea that people are protesting at Planned Parenthoods. And what people need to realize too is like, before, here's what happens. People get it's such a strong litmus test of what people feel. So when they hear pro-life or pro-choice, their walls immediately go up and they go, this is how I'm going to defend my stance. And people have to realize Planned Parenthood is not just a place where people can go to get abortions. They get pap smears that help prevent cervical cancer. They're able to get birth control, which would prevent an abortion in the first place. And of course, the easiest rebuttal to people that are pro-life, it's like, look, if we're really pro-life, full stop, first thing, universal health care. We shouldn't be pro-life and then all of a sudden saddling people with literally $1 million in debt. I know someone with $1 million in medical debt because she developed a condition that has to keep her alive. And she can't even buy a cell phone. She can't put a cell phone on her own plan because no credit card company will take her because she's $1 million in debt. And that's the United States of America. That's where we are right now. And the idea of people protesting outside of an abortion clinic is devastating. There's a TikTok I follow, because these are young women making very important decisions. And there's going to be the potential for psychological damage without people protesting outside with misinformation. So there's this, I just pulled this article up. This is from last year. There's a TikToker I follow who works at an abortion clinic. And they have protesters that wait outside to intercept people looking for abortions. They try to intercept them and convince them not to get one. And you have to understand, for most people that are willing to do this, they believe they're saving lives. So you have to understand their belief is that they're doing the right thing because the end result is this morality where they're saving lives. So no point in kicking and screaming against them because they see you as the enemy to that. So there's no point in even having that discussion. But what's criminal, or should be at least, is there's a guy who had like an honorary doctorate degree. He was in the military. I don't know the info. This might be what this article is about, but he wears a lab coat. He's not a medical doctor, but he wears a lab coat because of some like psychology degree or whatever degree, the honorary degree he got decades earlier. And people think, oh, he's one of the doctors at the abortion clinic. And then he'll walk people and escort them to a mobile van, a mobile place next door, which is essentially their way of trying to convince people not to have an abortion. And I think everybody should operate with whatever information they want to get before they make difficult choices. Absolutely. The idea that it's done through this sort of coercion is really dangerous. So much so, there's a show called Handmaid's Tale. It's a dystopian future where women that are able to give birth are basically held as sex slaves. and they're forced to give birth because a lot of women can't give birth. So that's this dystopian future. It's this crazy purity culture, this idea of what could happen. And in Handmaid's Tale this season, this is not a major spoiler, but in this season, they show the same tactics being used in this crazy dystopian future of like people trying to convince others not to have an abortion when they think they're going to an abortion clinic, but instead, it's very confusing. You Google abortion clinics, you might think you're going to one, but it turns out you're going to maybe like a church-run place where they're going to try to convince you. It's bananas, folks. It's bananas what's going on out there in plain sight. So this TikToker, I don't know if this is the one here. Look at this. Fake scrubs to trick women into thinking she's a qualified medical profession. Rating pro-life harassers' outfits. So they just roast pro-lifers out there. And again, there's nothing wrong there. I feel like most people that say they're pro-life actually are pro-choice. A lot of people go, oh, I wouldn't ever have an abortion, but if someone wants to do it anyway with their body, fine, but I'm pro-life. No, you're pro-choice. But so many people fall into that trap where you go, you're not what you think you are. And I think the more people that gain information, like someone posted today, we talked about this because in Texas, the heartbeat bill or whatever it's called was passed, or at least made it through one round of Congress or whatever. And it says that you can abortions have to be stopped up to 6 weeks, and at 6 weeks it's a pool of cells with electricity rolling through them, and they call that a heartbeat, and other people call it a tadpole. It's basically essentially a tadpole, and it's pretty scary stuff. It's pretty scary stuff what's going on, because people that can afford to get abortions are getting abortions. Congressmen, senators, Google them left and right. People that can go to another state or go get themselves an abortion because they cheated on their wife with their mistress or secretary, or ministers, people that give off this air like they're pro-life. They're only pro-life till it affects them, and then they're going to do what they have to do to make things happen. Yet the places where the Planned Parenthood is important, the places where this funding is needed in inner cities and places like that it's nowhere to be found in Texas. So if you have to drive 7 hours for an abortion, God knows what a young woman might do to her body. Up into ending her own life because she doesn't see a way out of a situation. Texas is like the last in education. So it all comes down to education, guys. It all comes down to education. And the fact that Planned Parenthood even has to exist is a result of privatized medicine in our country, and the fact that medicine should be a human right. Like everybody who needs a pap smear should be able to get a pap smear. Is this crazy? Is this crazy talk? When did I become, woke boy D. Neal's over here with crazy talk? Every other first world country takes care of these situations. So if we're going to be pro-life, why doesn't pro-life stand for taking care of the mothers that aren't ready to have, or potential mothers that aren't ready to have a baby? Why isn't pro-life protecting people that that don't have right ability to get good access? That should be those should be the lives that we're protecting. When in fact, in the idea of pro-life, it ends at conception for a lot of people. At that, they go, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Not our problem. Let's read a few comments. Oh, Jamie said Dave is the goat. Is that good goat or bad goat? Goats can be good or bad. I'll take the good goat. I'll just take that as a compliment. Sarah says, and it said, trying to go backwards. All this talk is going to age me, but whenever I hear about bullying, objectifying, not liking others, and attacking, it reminds me of Depeche Mode and People Are People song. I wish I could play it, but I can't play it on here. Trying to go backwards, and sorry, there's a lot of comments here. I wish I could just save the good ones. And not to say they're not good, but I always read like the 7th comment in a discussion. I'm like, where did this one start? L-Dog says, once these pro-lifers came to my high school and they got eaten by all of us savage teenagers. Crazy. I'm one of those types that's always like, hey, there's good people that mean well. And like I said, I think they do mean well. I think when it comes to purity culture and the idea that all lives need to be saved, I get so many of these. There's plenty of people in my family that I'm not on social media with, because I see how criminal it is, some of the misinformation that they even believe. And I don't know, and also, hey, look, maybe channels like mine are the channels that can actually talk to people, because it's not just some crazy, scary headline. It's actually me. And it's like, if you respect my opinion on other things, let's open our eyes and have a conversation about this. Okie dokie. All right, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go straight to new comments. So if you left a comment and I didn't see it or any question, please ask again. Let's go right into see if we have any other voicemails. Oh, Ashley and Kirsten called. Let's go to them here.
Hey, Dave. This is Ash and Kirsten from Toronto. We just wanted to call in and say we were so excited to hear about the bisexual bachelorette for Australia. We totally hadn't heard about that until we saw your video, and so we were so excited. Thank you for covering that. And yeah, we just wanted to say we hope that you can, hook us up with maybe some recaps. If you're not going to do as much as you do for the normal season, we get that too, but maybe recap every couple episodes so that the folks who can't watch Australian TV can know what's going on.
Oh, sorry. Geez. I'm so excited to talk to you.
So pumped. Hope this will be maybe our next U.S. Bachelorette or Bachelor might be a bi person. Oh, it would be so good. All right. I know this has been long. We're just two queers so excited for some more queerness on TV. All right. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.
I watch you as you drive.
So excited for more queerness on TV. You heard it here first, folks. I'm sweating right now from talking so much. Listen, call back. Let me know, Ash and Kirsten. I know you guys... No, I'm sorry. It was Grace who asked me on Monday if I ever think there'd be a Bachelor or Bachelorette in the U.S. that does a bisexual storyline. And my thought to that was just, I don't... you saw how hesitant Bachelor was to have a person of color be the lead, because they know their audience is 80% white, and I'm assuming they equated that a white audience will only watch a white love story. And there may be truth to the idea. Hold on now. There may be truth to the idea that when you look at a skin color that's like yours, you might have quicker amounts of empathy. Like, that's how it works. When you see someone, and this is why, unfortunately, it's been hard for people that have a different skin color to understand how crazy it is to see like a police brutality with the black guys, because it's hard for a lot of people to see that and see that as someone of their same ilk. So I wonder if the show goes, wow, we had 80% audience, we got a big Southern and Midwestern base, that there isn't as much diversity there, they're not going to like this. And I think what we learn is, when we can show a love story that provides the commonality between someone like Matt James and someone like Ben Higgins, when we can see they're both guys looking for love, and when we can share those love stories, people in the audience go, oh, he's actually kind of like my cousin. He's kind of like, my nephew. It sounds crazy to think that. It sounds crazy to be like, oh, that, why, isn't that obvious? And it should be. But it makes you wonder why it hasn't happened so far. And when it comes to the bisexual Bachelorette, Brooke Blurton, say that 12 times fast, you wonder, is watching a potential queer love story that different than a heterosexual love story? I don't think it would be. Now, the dynamics would be different, 100%. Here's how the dynamics would differ. When Brooke Blurton has her season of The Bachelorette in Australia, she's going to have a talent pool of men and a talent pool of women to choose from. But those people, if they are intermingling within the house as they wait for their date with her, will have the chance to strike up their own connections. So she will not be in a position of power over them as the be-all, end-all chooser. And so the lead, if the contestants are mingling, will have that in the back of their head. If I like someone, I better really put myself out there for them, because there is a chance there's other competition. Now, that sounds kind of crazy, but that's what happens at a bar. If you like someone at a bar and you wait, every guy's had this problem where you make eyes with somebody, you're like, oh, that girl's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Next thing you know, you're like, I wonder what her family's like. Does she like baseball? We could go to a Dodgers game. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And then some other dude cuts in front of you and goes, hey, how are you? And buys her a drink. And you're like, oh my gosh, the love story's ruined. That's what's going to happen here. So, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think competition in certain circumstances can be good. Not in like a jealousy, pit people against each other type of way, but competition where Brooke decides she likes somebody, who, say she falls for a lady in the house, in the ladies bisexual, but then there's all these great men, and then the men are hanging out with this other lady, and it's like, all right, Brooke, step up your game. Show her why you're the one. And that's what guys have to do every day. Beat our chest and fluff up our peacocks. We got to show the peacock. I love watching National Geographic. It's always David Attenborough. He's like, and this bird likes to play the drums with his twigs he found. The greatest drumming bird wins the lady, and he gets to lay the egg. It's like, oh, that's fun. That's how it works. The whole animal kingdom's that way. And I think what's happened with society is that it's not always the biggest, toughest man that wins the lady in today's world, because in today's world, we're not fighting saber-toothed tigers. Wit, charm, there's a lot of other skills. Athletes, musicians. I'll take Jed Wyatt as a guitarist. You know why? There's competence there. I'm just using him as an example. Not the Jed you might know now, but like on paper, you go, oh, singer-songwriter, he's got artistic abilities, he's good-looking, he's got success. Oh, cool. There's skill there. There's energy there. There's a hierarchy there. So, Brooke, it'll be interesting to follow. Please call back if anyone has any sort of, oh, Grace called in, great. So please call back if you want to talk about the potential for a bisexual bachelor, because I know I have it on good record that there are bachelor producers that watch my live stream. So all I say is, if you're going to rip off a strategy from us, join the Patreon account. You know what I mean? So anyway, I want to play for all the people that are listening that don't identify as heterosexual. Share with me how you think the confines of the Bachelor universe could be applied to a potentially bisexual relationship. Big Patriots fan, I'll just say this. Bill Belichick, greatest coach of all time, right? He will draft an athlete even if that athlete's not the best at their position, because he knows a really good athlete that really understands the game. We can apply him to different scenarios. We can use him on kickoff and special teams and create a whole new position for him. Well, within The Bachelor, don't take a bisexual lead and try to fit them into a heterosexual show. Switch it up to the talents of that lead, which means maybe you do split up the women and the men who are competing for her, because maybe it is unhealthy to have them all coexisting in the same way when she's looking for them. Or maybe not. Maybe you do less group dates, because the group dates, there's going to be some sort of weird, I don't know. Maybe she just goes on a group date with all women, and maybe she goes on a group date with all men. That's actually probably how they'll do it. But anyway, I'd love to know what we think about it. It's healthy to talk about. And of course, someone who's not my, sorry, I had a brain fart there. Someone who doesn't know too much about the culture, other than a respect for it. I would love to know what you guys think. Let's go to Grace. Grace, by the way, called in on Monday and said, "What, would there be a bisexual lead?" So Grace, I feel like in some weird butterfly effect world, you brought this all on.
Hey, Dave, it's Grace from DC.
What up?
Oh my goodness. I was just casually on the live stream, and you mentioned that they have the first bisexual bachelorette in Australia. So I had to go back and briefly watch the beginning of your other video. But I have to say, I'm so excited. Honestly, I need your opinion. Do I become a psychic now? Like, is this my new side hustle? Because I feel like I called that.
You did.
But I just believe that this is a step in the right direction for them to build out of this really heteronormative form and, kind of fit and model that they have right now. But I think eventually, I still believe in the U.S. We'll get there for sure. This is going to be a huge success, and I'm just so excited. Anyways, thanks, Dave. Bye.
Oh, Grace. Yeah, no, I think you got I think you need, I'm going to come to Grace when I want to, Grace, should I buy Bitcoin? Is it too late? What's it going to do? Grace, you are a soothsayer. So let's go back here to our other friends in the Canadian district.
Oh, hey, Dave. It's Ash and Kirsten again. You got Kirsten talking. So we actually have seen a bisexual dating show before.
Tequila, tequila.
It was a hot mess, a very hot mess. And it starred, I don't know if anybody in the chat or even you are going to know who this person is, but it starred a person named Tila Tequila.
Yeah, of course.
I suggest you Google Tila Tequila's.
Tia Tequila?
No, Tila. Tila Tequila, I think it was like Fight for Love.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
I think that was the name of the show. Anyway,
it is wild, bizarre,
and I think some of the
problematic, but
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
The stuff that you talked about where there could be other contestants falling for each other may or may not have happened on that show. But yeah, I am excited for this. I think that there could be, honestly, if anything happens, I think maybe it's some of the women would have connection. Because I don't know that it's going to be that like the male contestants and the female contestants get together, because a bunch of the female contestants may very well be like totally gay and don't date women or don't date men. So I am anticipating that we're going to see maybe some of the women get together. Think about it. I think it could happen.
Oh, there are so many ways this could go. This is so juicy.
Anyway, thanks, Dave. We love talking about the queerness with you.
Look at these Canadian broads over here. You know what I mean? They're having a whole party at the idea. Thank you so much. Yeah, of course, we all know Tila Tequila, right? I think she ended up doing a porno. So the show Tila Tequila's Shot at Love, this is like 13. You want to feel old. This is 13 years ago. The show debuted at #1 in its time period across all cable and the network's target demographic. It became MTV's second highest rated series, premiering for the year. Criticism and controversy. We love that. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to squeeze this all in here. The show was the subject of a heated online debate. An article critical of the show appeared on the Christian Post. You know me. I subscribe to New York Times, Washington Post, and the Christian Post. You know me. Got to get the heart. They mail it in. Criticizing churches for Tequila wrote a response in her blog on September 28th, 2007, criticizing churches for bashing the gay community while thanking God for saving her life. Criticism of the show has come from at least 3 conservative media organizations: Culture and Media Institute, Media Research Online, and Parents Television Council. Boy, that's a lot of fun. The Parents Television Council. Fox News and others stated that Tequila had a steady boyfriend and that the show was a sham and that she is not bisexual. They cite New York Post page 6 article. Tequila responded to the claims made by Fox and denied them, stating, "I find it absolutely absurd that they would even make such an ignorant statement." But in 2018, 11 years later, she admitted that the Fox News report was true and that she indeed had a boyfriend while the show was being filmed and aired, stating that she was never actually gay or bisexual and described her presence on the show as being gay for pay. Wait a second. Gay for pay. What is going on? Look, I'm going to have to find more out about this. So maybe, look, here's the thing. Sexuality, it's fluid. Now, water can exist as both a gas, a liquid, and a solid as ice. We know that, right? Water vapors, water, ice. So your fluidity might be so strong in heterosexual world that you don't exist in a world where it can change states. But maybe there's a world in which it would. I don't know. Mine never has. I'm heterosexual. I love women. I've very much appreciated them. But at the same time, I love men in a different way. Like I love my brotherhood with men. I love my male friendships that I have. I have so many close friendships with guys that I would literally take a bullet for. Not like in the chest area, but I'd take one on my left shoulder, maybe, below the elbow. The point is that fluidity, there is fluidity that exists, and to call someone out for not being gay is crazy, but very interesting, that article. I'm going to have to look into this more and find this out because I don't want to be reading misinformation on the fly here. Let's go to my next voicemail. Oh, it's Brianna calling in. Let's go to Brianna.
It's Brianna from Santa Cruz calling. I'm currently watching your live right now, and we're talking about the first Bachelorette in Australia. First of all, I think that's great and awesome, and I think we should do it here. And I was just going to ask you and everyone else, if you've both heard of the show Are You the One? It's a show on MTV. It's a dating show with usually 10 guys and 10 girls who are perfect matches of each other, and basically you have 10 weeks to figure out who your perfect match is, and you get $1 million at the end. Well, the last season they did, back in season 8, back in 2019, they did an all-bi cast, which is incredibly interesting and riveting television. So just recommending that for anyone that's interested in this type of, trajectory of where we're going next. All right, talk soon.
Thank you so much, B. Yeah, that's insane. I wish those other dating shows had the same popularity, because as far as I'm concerned, the capitalist in me needs to recap shows that actually keep my bills paid. So many people are like, Dave, you should recap Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, and it's like, listen, pump your brakes there on your bird scooter. I gotta buy Tasha some shoes, and I know you're not telling me to recap that, but as far as like Ash and Kirsten said, recapping what's going on in Australia, I will keep my ear to the door. And I don't think I'll be able to watch the show, but we have Batchy Gossip over there, my Australian correspondent. Shout out to her. I'll be making sure that she can help us keep track of it all. If you want international Bachelor news, she is the account to follow. She's got a lot of good information that comes from all over, South Africa and other countries. It's crazy. We live in such a bubble in the U.S. and North America that we forget that it's like, oh, people are finding love in other countries too? What? That's crazy. But anyhow, yeah, keep on calling. We got a lot of voicemails calling in, but I got an open line. So if anyone wants to call, now's the chance. I'd love to hear from somebody. Listen, there's 142 people in the chat. I'd love to hear from somebody who thinks this is a bad idea. I'm not going to shame you for it, but I would love to be open to the discussion. Clearly, there are people that think, oh no, heterosexual is only going to work on TV, the gay, none of that. I would love to hear from you. So please feel free to call in. I'm not going to bash you. You don't have to say your name if you don't want to. This isn't a place where we exist in an echo chamber. I'd love to hear your opinions. I'm just not getting any so far. So call in, let me know. Let's go to Erika.
Hey, this is Erika, and I'm watching the live stream right now. And I just wanted to say I wanted to be more active recently, but school's been kind of crazy. But on the whole bisexual, bachelorette or even a bachelor, I was thinking could be cool. Like having a bachelor that's bisexual could be another really interesting take. Maybe having the contestants, be like an even number of each, and see how that plays. This could be like a whole stats equation, to be honest. Maybe that's just my school mind going. But overall, I think this would be such a very interesting show and open up to a wider audience, to be honest. And hopefully, the U.S. gets involved soon on this. But, we're getting pretty progressive in the last couple of years. So, you know what? Who knows? Overall, love your shows, and I'm going to go back to watching your live stream. All right, bye.
Thank you so much. You are right that the progressive movement for like gender, and I'll tell you what, there's a part of me, like I can see people that are hesitant to that aren't familiar with love stories that don't look like theirs. I can see that. And that comes down to the fact that like if you're going to, we're still a mixture of different things, and we're shaking it all up, and we're not blended in yet. And I think blending it all together is the way to go, because while we want diversity of opinion, while we want people that look different and we want that melting pot, we don't have that when there's still cul-de-sacs of people that have never seen someone who looks like a different color than them, and they don't relate to others on a human level. And that exists both through different races, and it exists through people that, haven't interacted with an openly gay person before. Some people are it exists, but, credit where it's due. The movement for like appreciating and the movement of like, of giving, I hate to say this, but human rights to a gay community, that's been one of the fastest changing things in our country. Two things. Destigmatizing non-heterosexual relationships and destigmatizing marijuana have literally flipped. I mean, we're looking at Obama that on paper wasn't pro-gay marriage at the start. Okay, so that's where we're coming from. We remember him as like just a couple of guys ago. So we're coming from there. And whether he believed it or not, and his constituency wasn't ready to handle, that's a whole different topic. But that's where we were, to now being somewhere where, in most cases, we're moving towards a world where people can do what they want with their bodies and not be judged by others. Even, there are pieces to like Colton Underwood's story that's positive, that at least he's holding on to his Christianity in a way where he's saying like, God still loves me even though I'm gay. I believe in all that. I just don't believe it's Colton being the messenger, but that's a different story for a different day. So now's your last chance to call on the voicemail. I'm going to get going in a couple minutes. I just wanted to give you guys the heads up. If you want to leave a voicemail, now is your last chance. I still have to edit all of the vlog, and I'm going to go fly my drone. I have this idea of something I want to do. There's a beautiful highway near my house, and the sun sets behind downtown LA with this beautiful skyline, and then there's a walking bridge. And I want to walk over the bridge as the sun's setting and get a drone shot panning, moving back that reveals me and the whole city. I just think that would be fun. So I'm going to go do that tonight and check that out on the vlog tomorrow. I'm so close to 4,000 watch hours. We're at 3,650 watch hours. When the channel hits 4,000 watch hours, it becomes monetized. So thank you in advance for all of that. I don't think that'll happen tomorrow, but I could see that happening by Monday or Tuesday, which is crazy. So go check out the vlog tomorrow. Tasha and I did a cooking class. We went on a really fun shopping spree. As part of like the stimulus for like getting people to go shopping again, Santa Monica Place, which is a mall in Santa Monica, gave Tasha and I a very generous couple of gift cards. They gave us like, I think 4 or 5 $250 gift cards. So we bought some, things, and we did a cooking class. Very generous of them. They're not a sponsor here, but it was very generous. So in the vlog, I'll show you the cooking class. Tasha and I did a private cooking class. I bought this shirt. I would never buy this shirt, but I got a gift certificate to Hugo Boss, and it was for $250. My shirts are all like $20, but I bought the shirt. It was like $180, and it's like a nice blue. I wore it a couple days ago. It's a long sleeve blue linen shirt. I would never buy that, but it's like, I had to spend the money. Anyway, so that's not me to brag. That's just saying, hey, they're trying to like encourage some influencers like Tasha to get out there and do some shopping and show people. And actually, she said a lot of people saw her story. If you don't follow Tasha at Tasha Courtney, her story about her and I doing the Thai cooking class. It was a ton of fun. By the way, if you ever need a good first date, go to a cooking class. Bring someone, you drink a bunch of wine, and they you cook, but everyone's talking. It's a ton of fun. Cooking's fun when it's not a chore, and it was a ton of fun. So let's get to a couple of your comments. L-Dog said it's such a cute vlog. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah, make sure we get Oz covered. Oh, Oz, you left a voicemail here. Let me go to it right now. I didn't play your voicemail yet. Sorry about that, buddy. Oh, here you are. Oh, Natalie called earlier, too. Okay, we got a couple voicemails. We'll play them right now. Here's Oz, the moderator. I'm going to put up his PayPal. If you have a couple extra bucks, please donate to Oz's PayPal. It helps.
The sheriff here. Happy Monday, everyone. And we're 2.5 weeks away from Katie Thurston season, Seattle's finest. And I'm very happy to hear about Brooke Burton, however you say her name. She's, first bisexual lead in Bachelor history. And I'm pretty sure that'll happen in the U.S. It'll just take some more time. It's for people to accept it. But I'm pretty sure it'll happen in the U.S. And if I can find a way to watch it, please let me know. Please let me know in the comments how I can watch it to my Australian people on the channel. Please let me know. I really want to watch that season. It'll be interesting, and I'm really looking forward to The Bachelor premiering on June 7th. And am I the only person who doesn't watch the MTV Movie Awards? They seem to be not watched by that many people. Maybe I should watch it next time. So catch everybody in the comments, and we'll see you later. Okay, have fun, everyone. Okay, bye.
Oz, everybody. There's his PayPal right there. Give him some love. Throw him some cheddar. Thank you so much, Oz, for the call. Yeah, no, I'm not. I didn't. MTV Awards? No. What are you talking? No one's watching that. Nobody watched that. Not at all. There's a couple of voicemails here I didn't play. This from a few days ago. I guess we didn't get to those. Let's go to. Natalie, you called earlier today. Do you want me to play your earlier one or your latest one? I'll play both. Let's play both. This is Natalie.
Hi, Dave and Kesha. It is Natalie from Alberta, Canada. Hopefully my phone's working this time. I just wanted to make a comment about Katie and how she appears to be traveling around. My theory is that she's doing it her way, and she actually wrapped up early too. I believe you've said that she didn't pick anybody, and she maybe decided that she just wants to keep dating all these guys, and maybe she literally is going to these guys, and the show is just not over. That's what I think anyways. What do you think? Anyways, have a great day. Thanks for everything. Hope to see you on the live later.
Thank you so much. You left that call earlier, and I'm going to play your next one. I personally believe she is engaged, and I believe all that traveling is just, she hasn't traveled during the quarantine. She's finally vaccinated. She's got time to kill. Travel before the storm. As Oz mentioned, the show's going to start back up in 2 weeks. So I just think I think the show ended as when it was supposed to. And anyway, let's go back to your next call here.
Hey, Dave, it's Natalie from Canada. I'm calling to respond to your request for somebody that is kind of against the bisexual bachelor.
Oh, you're I can't hear you.
Heather.
Oh, there you go. Oh no, you must have your call's dropped.
It just doesn't.
Hold on, let me go back here. Let's see if we can salvage this. No, you're gonna have to call back. Sorry, I'm not. I promise I wasn't. Look, because when I play it, you're like all muffled. I'm playing it right now. Do me a favor, call back, and we'll get your voicemail in if you're still listening. All right, here we go. Let's go to I think it's a pro bisexual bachelorette video here. 1 second, and here we. Oh, geez, hold on 1 second. Let's have fat fingers.
Hey, Dave. It's DJ from Vancouver, and I am so stoked for this new bisexual season of The Bachelor. It's going to be insane because I know that there's going to be a lot of queer niche things that are happening. I mean, first of all, the fact that there's one main bachelorette that's going to be in a house full of people, queer people across genders, I don't know how that's going to work. I actually left a comment on your last video where, I stated that if these people have enough time together, they are going to hook up, they are going to match themselves up. And it doesn't matter, the gender, male, male, female, otherwise, not binary. It really doesn't matter. Once these people get together, they're going to be picking their own people. But then there's, God, I can't believe how dramatic this is going to be. Then, if she finds out that some people are, hooking up, she might, split up their relationships and, send some of them packing. It's just going to be so drama-filled. I don't know what point I'm trying to get at here, but, this is just going to be crazy, and I can't wait for it. I would love for you to talk about more of these, niche moments. But anyways, nice chatting. Bye.
Thank you so much. And Ash and Kirsten just donated $5. Thank you so much. And you said with a VPN, you can actually watch the Australian version. I have been considering that because I might be doing some traveling, so I might have to get a VPN, which basically tells the internet that you can say, oh, I'm in Australia, and then it'll pop up that version, so it gets rid of the gatekeepers there. I personally don't think I have enough time to watch another season. I think I'll just follow it online and see what clips they have, just because I think we're gonna have 4 seasons in a row. My guess is we have Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, Bachelorette again in the fall, and I think that's going to go right into the next year's season of The Bachelor, and that'll resemble what we had in Matt James' season. I could be wrong, but for people that have wondered, deadline articles, oh, Bachelor hasn't been picked up yet, it's a cash cow. There's no reason Bachelor is not going to exist on ABC. If it doesn't get picked up, the Bachelor producers will gladly take that show over to Hulu, Netflix, anywhere they want. The show's a rating success. What we're going to see in Australia is that her version of the show, Brooke Blurton's version as a bisexual lead, that's going to be a rating success. And then in the US, they're going to say, all right, well, we may have some conservative groups that are against it. They might boycott a couple sponsors, but we'll have the power of the LGBTQ plus I plus community, and they're gonna more than make up for the people that might boycott that show. I think that's where we're moving. I think it'll come down to now is just finding a lead that works out well. People have suggested Demi Burnett, but I don't know if they would want her to carry the show. You do, regardless of sexual identity, you do need to be able to carry the show and be charismatic and be on and all those things. There's certain people, I think Katie Thurston's going to destroy it in a good way, because I think she has that ability to make every guy fall in love with her, make everyone feel like they're an all-star. I feel like that's what she's going to do. I feel like she's going to make everyone feel like they're number one, not in a manipulative way. I think that she just gives people that sort of positive energy. So we'll have to see. We will have to see. Now, there's one story I wanted to talk about. This might be my featured video for tomorrow morning because it's not a great story. So let me make sure I got it queued up here. Got so much different stuff going on here. All right, so let's just, you know what I'll do is I'll get right into it. So the story I wanted to talk about right now for my featured live stream story, and for those people watching the next day, hello, I'm Dave Neal, and we're talking Bachelor News. Featured story here is JoJo Fletcher reveals she never even picked up her wedding dress as she and Jordan Rogers delay nuptials again. Now, if you are listening to the live stream, I do encourage you to call in. What's a healthy amount of time to be in an engagement? At what point is the engagement too long and you're late to the party? My fiance and myself, we've been engaged for about 16 months now. My mom's like, well, haven't you been delaying it long enough? And I'm like, Mom, we just lived through a global pandemic. It's a black swan event. What do you want me to do? Like, I have to go to friends' multiple weddings because they decided to get married in a tiny ceremony once during the summer, and now they're going to redo their ceremonies again. I mean, multiple people have had to rearrange their weddings and this and that. So it does make you wonder and ask the question, how long should an engagement be? What's too long versus too short? My mom, it's what is it, May 20th? My mom's like, well, if you guys get married in August, we can do it. And it's like, Mom, I'm not going to have 2 months to plan a wedding. That's just going to stress us out. It's not what we want. How do we make it about ourselves? Well, JoJo Fletcher's, the article on Us Weekly here, JoJo Fletcher reveals she never even picked up her wedding dress as she and Jordan Rogers delay nuptials again. My initial take is, let's not say it's delayed when the last 15 months we've all just been trying to survive. So let's throw that out the window. But please call in right now if you're listening live. Call in and let me know what you think. I'll play your voicemail at the end of this segment here. Worth the wait. JoJo Fletcher and Jordan Rogers are sticking with their wedding venue in coronavirus delays, but the former Bachelorette isn't so sure about her dress after what may be 3 years of holdups. This has been just a very fluid situation, and one that I feel like Jordan and I have done a really great job of rolling with the punches and just realizing that a lot of it's out of our control, the 30-year-old reality TV personality told Us Weekly exclusively while promoting her shoe collection with DSW. There's always a shoe collection we're promoting. We've already postponed it a year from the last time, and when we rescheduled it for this year, it was supposed to be this month. And when we had to make our final call, our venue is still at a 10-person maximum capacity. And everyone says, well, why wouldn't you just move the venue and change your location and do all those things? Because it's not about you, Nancy. People are so entitled about weddings. Why are you going to get married over there? Shut up and show up, okay? I've showed up to 15 different weddings, not of my choosing. I'm going to Des Moines for no better reason. You're going to come to my wedding. You're all invited, by the way. Should I live stream the wedding? What do you guys think? Let me know. Well, why wouldn't you just move the venue and blah, blah, blah? Well, guys, it's not that easy because there's a lot of money tied up that we wouldn't be able to get back. So, of course, there's semantics, there's logistics, there's a lot involved with planning your wedding. So much so, I can't tell you how many people. Tasha, can you hear me? I'm doing a special featured video. If you wouldn't mind at least coming in and sharing your opinion, it'd be great. JoJo and... So there's an article right here. Tasha's in the wings. You want to just come in? Oh, you're on the phone right now? Okay. Well, I had a quick question. How long should people get married? That's the question. How long should they should be engaged for? JoJo Fletcher reveals that she never picked up her wedding dress 3 years in, and she's only 30 now. So Tasha's here. So the question is, like, at what point is it too long? Of course, we're dealing with this Black Swan event where, we haven't been able to do our thing and this and that. So, any thoughts?
They're busy. They got a lot going on.
Yeah,
I don't think people should be ragging on them because they got stuff going on. I don't think they're delaying on purpose. They probably just...
Yeah, their venue that they have money tied up in is still at a 10-person capacity, so they don't want to lose the venue.
Yeah, exactly. Why would they want to?
Isn't it wild though how entitled people become? Like, we're just learning this now, folks. How entitled people become when it's your special day. Well, why are you going to serve brisket? No. I mean, we're at the beginning stages of planning our wedding. Sure, we got engaged 16 months ago, but we decided we'd take the first 6 months of our engagement to not even think about it, and of course. 20 months. It's been 20 months. I don't do the math here. Yeah, it's been 19 months, okay? We got married. We got engaged 19 months ago. The point is, 3 months into our engagement, the coronavirus breaks out. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Leave a comment. And I think it's not much of a story at all here. But, they've been working together, doing their thing. I think they're at peace with where they're at. And, look, exactly, we're at peace. We don't want to sacrifice that day, she explained. Unfortunately, it's not what we expected, but we're staying positive about when it does happen. While their location is secured, Fletcher told us that she's likely changing her dress. All right, so the dress is now out of style. She's waited so long. She's like, I got bell bottoms. What's going on here? That's not in style, you know. You got to change the wedding playlist. You can't have, you know, the whole wedding playlist is like R. Kelly. It's like, no, we're not singing R. Kelly anymore. I'd like to end with a Michael Jackson song. No, I plan on actually going and trying on dresses again, and I never even picked up my original dress. Like the dress that I ordered, it came in during COVID, and I had not even picked it up yet. Haven't even seen it. It will be 3 years old probably by the time I ever get to wear it. So yeah, I might try on dresses again. I don't know why women buy their wedding dress. Men have the right idea. They rent a suit. Men are so practical. Men rent a suit. They return it. It's wrinkled. Women, you got to buy that dress, and then 20 years later, you dust it off and you play it. You put it on, and it doesn't fit. The whole 9 yards. Let's see. Brianna says, my wedding was 7 people on a small boat in Honolulu. I wore black. He wore white. The total shindig was under $1,000, and we spent our savings on a 6-week-long honeymoon in Tokyo. That sounds like an amazing wedding. Carly says, live stream. Tasha, can you hear me? Are you inside? I thought I heard Tasha. I'm going to have to pitch that to Tasha, live streaming the wedding. Yes, live stream your wedding. My best friend is getting married next month, and he's a wrestler and has a following, so they're live streaming on Twitch. I actually could see that being a possibility because I feel like we'll live stream it for the people of our friends that couldn't be there, and of course, I don't see why not. I mean, you know, even if we do a private ceremony, there's no reason we can't share love with others. Brianna says, I agree. I don't think there's a story. I think it's good. They're in tune with what they want and aren't going to pander to anyone else's discomfort just to appease other people who aren't them. Yeah, with our scenario, I mean, people are asking me, why are you holding off? It's like, first of all, there isn't much that pisses me off. You guys have seen me. I play bad comments. People annoy me. There isn't much that pisses me off. But you know what? You know what does piss me off? People I don't know telling me what I should do with my relationship. That annoys me. We're happy. We live together. There's no tax reason for us to be married. We don't have kids yet. It's like, look, just chill out and let us survive the pandemic. You know, I've had a vaccine in my arm for 2 weeks now. Can we just get through this thing before we go on to the next level? You know what I mean? All right, I guess we don't have any voicemails there, so if there's no voicemails, I'll just end this segment. ABF said, I got married in Mexico. We eloped, just the two of us. It was perfect. Not worth going into debt over a wedding unless you got a rich daddy, which I don't, but I agree with you. And again, thank you so much for your donation earlier. ABF donated $50. Oh, thank you so much. Says, super grateful for you guys. Sorry for butchering my phone call again. Appreciate the time you guys put into entertaining us, but also engaging with us. We're lonely up here in Canada, and today we got a blizzard. Keep on posting so I can keep dreaming. Yeah, no, sorry, you didn't butcher the call at all. It just, something happened and it went in and out. But here's a voicemail. Let's play this voicemail and see if it has anything to do with JoJo.
Hey, I'm calling from Los Angeles. I'm Eliza, and I think that the person in the box and all the trailers, I think it's Blake.
Oh, interesting.
Not sure they're not revealing him because if you've watched all the spoilers, you know he's in the season. But yeah, I think he's the big reveal surprise. I don't see who else it could be.
Well, thank you so much, Eliza, for calling in from LA. If you hear a drone overhead, it's probably mine. Blake does not arrive night 1. It is not Blake. Blake is not in the box, but I don't know who it is. Ashley says, just do the small ceremony and then a big party a few months later. A huge wedding is not worth it. My sister-in-law had a huge wedding, and that didn't last 2 years. Oh, we are for sure not having a large wedding. We've done so many other people's weddings. They're really, while it would be fun, you know, maybe in the future if we have crazy finances, maybe we'll do like a big, large reception, you know, like I could see a world where like, oh, maybe 10 years from now, we're doing an anniversary reception for the wedding we didn't have in the first place. But we're not, you know, we watched that show on Netflix, Marriage or Mortgage. It's a crime. It's a crime that people are choosing between a marriage and mortgage. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about that. And that is today's featured video. All right, folks. Well, unless there's any other business, I'm going to let you guys go. Like I said, I got a lot of editing to do. But any other comments I missed out there? Be watching your live stream wedding. All right, good. We got an audience for the live stream wedding. Live stream wedding because I want to be there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, there are so many other queer folks out there that would be much better suited for the lead before Colton or Demi. Oh, it for sure won't be Colton. I mean, that would be a legit crime. Just do the small ceremony and then a big party a few months later. A huge wedding is not worth it. Okay. Oh, sorry. I already read that comment. All right. I'm losing it. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate all of you guys. Hollywood Noir says, now it's time for Bachelor and Bachelorette to have autistic contestants since they just had a bisexual contestant. I mean, look, I don't know. I don't know what it comes down to with, with the platform of like, well, who comes next now that it's like there's the Asian community that's rightfully hasn't been represented. There's a lot of representation, but it would be an interesting storyline. Elon Musk just announced actually for the first time on SNL that he's I don't want to say Asperger's because if I'm wrong there I'll feel bad, but I think he said he has Asperger's, and it would be interesting. I'm sure, right? I'm sure there's been contestants that that either didn't say that they had that or whatever that have been on the show, but we really can't know. Just like with the fact that as far as bisexual contestants go, we haven't had the out lead, but it's amazing what happens when we normalize things that people come out and share their story. All right, Brianna, you are invited to the live stream wedding. Susan's back from Costco. Impulse buys outdoor plants. Oh, you got to get what you got to buy 50 outdoor plants for the price of 2? Thank you so much, ABF. I appreciate you. A lot of love for the live stream wedding. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to end it there. Like I said, going to go make sure I get this other stuff done. Check out the vlog channel tomorrow. I'm going to try to send off a short newsletter too. So if you see the newsletter, check that out. And also, if anyone hasn't already, I want to thank everyone who has joined the Patreon. It's amazing. 20 new Patreon members in May, which doubled the Patreon. I've had this for several years. So thank you to all the new Patreon members, Scott and Bethany Bird, Francine, Ann, Teresa, Karen, and of course the original gangsters, Oz, and everyone else that's been in the Patreon. I know, Jen, you've been so kind. And Susan, Rachel, Alexis, Judy, Michaela, all of the new Patreon members. It's just been incredible. There's even more. I can't believe this. I'm not used to this being there many. Aaron, April, Megan, Laura, Carla. You guys have been incredible. It's just, it really does make a difference. I'm going to be spending the money that I got from the new Patreon members. I'm putting that into the new monitor that's going to help me deliver a more fluid live stream, which hopefully helps the experience be better for you guys. Shout out to Sol, Carla, Luis, Karen, Sharon, Janine. Thank you all so much. Those are all the May donations. Absolutely incredible. And if you don't know anything about the Patreon, it's if you love the content and you can't afford any donations, that's fine. That's totally fine. I have past episodes I can send you. If anyone wants a past private episode, I'd be glad to send that to you. But for those that do donate, you get all of the old episodes, which is over 100. And I'm trying to dish more. So I'll show you right here. I'm trying to dish more on the Patreon with regards to behind the scenes stuff. I discussed cancel culture, Chris Harrison, some dating advice, things I can't share on YouTube, some contestants that have reached out to me. What have they said? Contestants, relatives that have reached out to me. There's been a bunch. And then things that I just can't share online. But if you ever catch me in person, we have a few drinks, I could share some crazy information with you. But some of the reason why people do reach out to me is I think I do respect the fact that I won't blast what they have to say. But of course, there's a ton of content that I will share that's not exactly like secrets. Like I'm not promising I'm spoiling crazy tea here, but I'm just having conversations that I probably wouldn't have on YouTube, just a little more personal. So that's where you can find that all, patreon.com/thesep. And again, thank you guys so much all for being so supportive. Tomorrow's vlog, I'll show off the setup and everything that I've got going on here, and be kind to each other. Thank you so much for being kind in the comment section. And don't forget, Oz has his PayPal. If you haven't already, give Oz a donation. He certainly deserves it. And Oz, I am going to get you that merchandise shirt. I'm sorry. I got to figure out. Go to this, Oz, if you want. Just tell me what you want, and I'll go pick it up for you. So go to I think below the videos, you can customize exactly what you want. Like I think I'm gonna get a tank top for like Bachelor in Paradise and get like a Bumping Harrison's tank top or something like that. But L-Dog designed some amazing merchandise. You can see it all on there. We got the I Digress. You can get a mug. You can get someone got a camping mug or a travel mug. You can get all those things. It's all customizable, and it's all on there. Anyway, folks, I'm going to sign out of here. I'll respond to a few of your comments on the way out, but that's the end for me. Thank you guys so much for always providing love and joy. I appreciate y'all so much. If I missed a voicemail, I will try to get to it right now, but I think we're all cleared. All right, folks. Talk to you later. Oh, Ash and Kirsten. I was going to say, no pressure. I'll send you some of the unlisted episodes. No pressure whatsoever. It's really something I haven't promoted much until recently, but I do want to get better at specializing it for my Bachelor audience. And I always share way more motivational. And also, the good part about Patreon is I can play licensed music, so I can just play the top music and kind of treat it kind of more like a jam. Oh, I just got a pledge from ABF. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate. I will respond tomorrow. I'm gonna sit down and respond to all the new Patreon members. New Patreon members get a postcard and whatever other perks are on there. So thank you so much. It's really truly something that's all Patreon members get live stream wedding. But again, I want to make it very clear, if the funds aren't there, you just keep doing you, keep pushing hard, keep going after your dreams. I've been there. I've had those nights where I don't know where the next paycheck's coming. I keep on pushing hard, sharing that love, positive energy, and trying your best, and things will work out. And I'm rooting you guys on so much. All right, I'm going to take this party right over to my Instagram and do a couple Instagram stories. So if you want to go over to my Instagram, @dneals, that's where I'll be just for a bit. I like to recap it over there. All right, guys, thank you so much. You guys have all been fantastic. You've handled yourself so well with so many complicated conversations. I'll tell you what, I am a proud daddy of this YouTube channel. You guys have really stepped up to the plate and treated me and the fellow community with so much dang respect. I appreciate y'all so much. I tell you what, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to release one of my last private Patreons to the newsletter tomorrow. So if you're still listening, there's 83 people in the channel. Tomorrow on the newsletter, you get a free episode. I'm going to give it to you guys. You can have it, do with it what you want. If you want to sign up, great. If you don't, just enjoy it on me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Ash and Kirsten just got your Patreon notification. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure you put your address in there so I can send you guys a postcard. All right, that's